hear me. Okay, you think you might have a sensory sensitivity? For fuck's sake. Literally just living next to you right now.
I think we're on. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Did you catch my for fuck's sake? Literally just living over here. Here, let's put on the thing so we can see. Yay.
Yeah, totally. Totally. You were live.
Good. I'm glad.
You were live.
You were coming in hot. I was justified. Welcome to Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. My name is Rose with Live by Design. This is my incredible partner, Marita, one who catches lightning with the Path of Ish, who also has a little bit of schmutz in your ear. And with us today, Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. Lest we not introduce her, this is Lunare. This is our crazy little Chihuahua. This dog is teaching us so much. And we're trying to teach her as well. I think the reverse is happening a little bit more than the later.
Yeah.
I think she's teaching us a lot more than we're teaching her. She is the most high maintenance, needy, whiny, anxious, needs to be the center of the tension, cannot stand to be away from anybody at any moment, needs to be given everything all the time. Like, she's just the most narcissistic dog I've ever met in my life. But she's also simultaneously so protective.
Mm-hmm.
So protective. We went to pick up baby chicks yesterday, and I got out of the car and I was getting some of them because we get a variety of different types, and we have a new group of baby chicks, and it's amazing. Oh no, don't do that, Lenarde. And she was like on guard until I came back. You know, she was like, oh no, nobody better do anything to my mama. I will come out there and I will bite your face off. She's super protective, and she's also a killer cuddler. So she's like a very interesting combo. So anyway, hopefully that's given folks enough time to realize that we are live. That was what that little intro story was meant for. As I said, this is Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. We do this most Sundays. We have not done this for a number of Sundays recently. We're thinking about dropping down to 2 Sundays a month because our responsibilities on our property and on our land and in our lives have been growing and shifting. But we still end up meeting such amazing people and having new people come into our circles through this live that we've been doing now for, it'll be 3 years and a few months. 3 years we've been doing this live. This is our live free offering to the world. It is a single card reading, an ice cream chakra clearing kind of jam if you're interested. And it is one of our several collaborations, outward facing collaborations. We also are partners in life. And so anything that we are working on, whether you are aware of it or not, there is a significant element of collaboration happening behind the scenes. Which was something that we were talking about earlier today and working with one of our teachers. So, welcome. If you are new, welcome back. If you're not. And Marita is sharing in a few places, but we need your help. We really do have new people come into our circles, our communities, our groups that we facilitate, our work through the sharing, whether it's paid, free, whatever, through the sharing, it reaches the people that it needs to reach. So if you are willing to share, if you like what you see at some point during our live and you want to invite others to be a part of this, please do share in places that you feel moved to. Just a little intro about how it works today. We will do 3 one-on-one card or clearings. You get to choose one or the other. And We do not do the whole time. We don't fill up the whole time with these one-on-ones anymore. We've switched it up a little bit because we noticed in the old way that we did it, only the people who came first, which usually was not the brand new people, would get on the list. And we really like to make it a little bit more like equitable. So whenever you hop on up to a certain point in the live, you have the opportunity to get on the list for a card or a clearing. So what we're going to do is we will start with a card. I'm going to talk a little bit about what the themes are that are coming up through this card and in terms of the week ahead. Today is Easter for many of us. Some folks are already on to Monday, but it's Easter Sunday here. We are coming to you from the Big Island of Hawaii. And I will be sharing, as I said, some themes. During that time, you can submit, as some people already are, your name to get on the list for the 3 one-on-ones. Okay, so how does that work? We draw, Marita is currently taking down names. We draw randomly from the people that request to be signed up. So for example, if you would like to submit your request for an ice cream chakra clearing, you would just say in one comment, stick it all in one comment. It's going to be great if you can do that. You would say clearing, and then you'd say permission granted. And do take a pause and check in with yourself, if only to develop the habit of not saying yes or no without actually checking in with yourself to think, like in general. Just developing that as a practice is really powerful. So even if you know what you want, just take a moment. Do I really want this? We're big on consent. And that is one of the ways we do it in this particular very outward facing public offering that we do. So if you want a card, it'll be very similar. Just say, I would like a reading or a card. And then you're going to have to share what is the specific question that you want guidance.
To block someone.
Okay. Guidance or support on. And then permission granted. Same thing. Check in with yourself. For those of you who are watching, just in case you get any messages,
yeah, so we just had to block someone. So we will continue making the safe space. If you are a reader that is jumping on all of a sudden,
don't private message people from our live. Don't offer, and this is true for even people that are not trying to spam or self-promote. If you feel inspired to offer somebody else advice on our thread, I would recommend, number 1, get permission. They did not give you permission to give them advice. Consent. Number 2, if you guys want to get into like a private dialogue of some type that doesn't involve us, take it off of this thread because it gets really confusing to follow. So like if it goes too deep and you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I would love to talk about this more, but generally like don't hit up people on our thread for promo. It's not welcome. We both have spaces that we facilitate where promotion is welcome. This is not one of them. Self-promotion is not welcome on this live. And we want to protect all of you from getting energy vampire-y, even when it comes from like it sounds all spiritual. Who cares? Still energy vampire-y.
So thank you. So I'll keep an eye on it, right? And I get to it as quickly as possible. We're writing down names. Rose is going to pull a card, and we will start this session.
You can enter your name in for one of the 3 one-on-ones up until I'm done with the card reading for the week. So that's your time. Like that's your chance to enter your name. We will enter them all into a randomizer. We will pull 3 people. And even if you don't get your name pulled, people pop in and out, which means sometimes people drop off. So we might pull up the next name on the random list. if somebody doesn't respond.
Remember, please like, please share this. Our pages live by design, the path of Ish. Please follow us. Please share this right now if you think, even on your personal pages, people might benefit. Sharing is caring, and it's free, and it gets the message out there. So thanks for everyone who has shared, everyone who's back on. Again, we haven't been on as regularly. Our life has been shifting over here.
Oh, do you want to see some of the reasons? Let's see if I can find a cute picture. Oh my God, check this out. Look at the goats. We have goats. We now have goats. We are official farmers, as you said.
Official farmers, and
I'm also still an adventurer. Farming is part of my adventure, but it's not all of my adventure.
Yeah, if you want to learn more about the adventures that Rose is having on and off the farm, join her at the Adventurers Club, her amazing group. Hey, it's really hard to be really good at creating groups and engaging, and Rose does an amazing job. If you want to join me over at the Path of Ish, IX, which is the Path of IX, which is Ish, the Mayan symbol for jaguar, not the Roman numeral 9, which is just colonization over and over and over. For shamanic things, join us there. Our practices are very different as individuals, as coaches. Rose does a lot of one-on-one coaching and incorporates a lot. I mean, go ahead.
We'll save that for a minute. Okay. Yeah, I want to get into the reading.
Let's do it.
18 after.
Let's do it. Here's the first card, and then we'll start talking about other ways that you can, of course, join us. Here we go. As she's pulling cards, I'm just here watching our cute little goats.
They're adorable.
I know. They need more friends, though.
I think Allah means sunny. That's why we got confused about the names. Their names are Sunny and Windy. Well, Allah is sunny, I believe.
Sun, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pulling today from the Isis Oracle deck. We've got quite a trifecta here. Very all heavenly themed. So
it's interesting because she's about to get into this, but I just saw on YouTube, someone just posted and on Facebook that for the first time in hundreds, thousands of years, people were created music that was in old Egyptian, singing to Isis.
How do people even know how to speak
I don't
old
know.
Egyptian anymore?
I don't know. There was a prayer that they found, and I don't even know what happened, but that was happening today. I put it on our saved videos, so you can come check it out. But anyways, so I find it fascinating that we're doing the Isis Oracle. I hadn't told Rose this. And
we haven't been using this deck for a little bit. We've been using one of our friends' deck that came out that is a fantastic deck, but that is quite timely.
There you go. Well, go ahead. Let's tell them what the cards are.
This is going to be a overall reading. I'm not going to go too deep into each card because this is a reading for the week. The first card that I pulled is Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius. So we've got Lady of the Stars. The next one is the Lunar Queen, she of the Celestial Crescent. And then we've got Wings of Isis.
Here she comes.
Uniting with the angelic self. So we've got all three of these aspects of Isis that are connected to the heavens, that are really telling us to look up, to be connected to our galactic energy, to be connected to our star energy, our moon energy, the moon's energy, right? To be connected to the angelic energy. And to me, this speaks of the importance of, in many communities, there's this overemphasis on angelic, very high kind of tone, celestial, crystals, purples, whites, pinks, light blues. Everything is very like bright and floral and pastel and kind of heavenly, right? And so I think there's been this, for some people, there's really been this counter energy of grounding and really focusing on the earth and pulling down to help ground that energy. But the problem is when we take on the responsibility of like overcorrecting for the rest of the community and the rest of the world, we become so rooted and grounded and rocky and dirt and earth and grounded in that energy, we are actually starting to deny a part of ourselves again, which is that celestial energy, which is that star energy, that moon energy, that angelic energy. And sometimes what I've noticed, and I've heard many people say this, you know, we've talked about this before, but it's been come up in conversation a number of times. When you get into a space with other people, some people have the tendency to like create balance with the energy of that person by not being like they are. So like if somebody's really like high, like hyper, then the other person might have the tendency to be like calm and mellow to try to kind of balance them out. Although this is an amazing skill to have, again, it can have the effect of denying parts of ourselves, particularly if we are in spaces where we predominantly have people that tend to be very high vibe, you know, sparkly, heavenly, princessy, crystally, spirit guide, angel wings kind of people, right? It is so time to make sure that you are paying attention to and owning and embodying and embracing that part of you, that heavenly, that like solar, galactic, lunar, that universal part of you that flies amongst the stars. And this is true of any quality, any aspect of ourselves. If we are trying to if we sometimes unconsciously deny pieces of who we are to create that balance with what we see as like a over expression of a particular quality or trait in certain communities or certain focus, we can't just define ourselves based on what type of part of ourselves we can express in order to balance out the rest of humanity or even the rest of our community. Right? Defining ourselves and getting closer to our identities is not about creating them in reaction to something else only, right? As a counter. So that's your advice for the week. Reconnect to specifically this angelic energy, this heavenly energy, this star energy, this beyond the bounds of our earth energy. And more generally, if you are disowning parts of yourself because in spaces you feel the need to be the counterbalance for other people that are all like this way, so you're like, I'm not going to be like that because I need to balance them out. It's time to rethink that and reconnect to those parts of yourself that you have been setting aside because you're trying to be that balance. And sometimes it means re-owning and taking on parts of yourself that you might have started judging in other people because of how rampant certain behaviors are in communities. I could give a million examples, right? The crystal angel fairy wing kind of energy is just one example, but it's true in any community, right? Because culture, right, comes in waves. So there you go. That is your guidance for the week. I hope that you can if not integrate, move into a process of more ownership and a little bit more integration and welcoming of a piece of yourself that you maybe have been asking to be silent for a long time because enough people sound like that. Oh, everybody sounds like that, right? Cool. So there you go. And Marita's been taking down names. We are going to put them into a randomizer, and we're going to draw people for the card reading and clearing. Oh, Marita already did.
Just so you know, I've already contacted the people, Catherine Breezy, Berezini, sorry, I can't even read my writing. Moon Willow and Rosalina Lopez were the three that got randomly selected. If you need a reading, we need to know, we do not do general card readings. So we need to know what that question is. And if you don't have that, then we're going to just move on. So Catherine, if you can give us that question, if you're still on, let us know. Moon Willow, you're number 2 for clearing. And Rosalina, please let us know. So we're going to give Catherine a pause here. See if she gets on and is still on and wants to actually ask her question. If not, we'll just keep going down the list.
She's so happy.
Thanks for everyone who has joined us here. If you're interested in joining us in more kind of this, but in a more private setting over Zoom, we do have really amazing low-cost options of working with us via Patreon. So if you're interested in Patreon, we also hold moon ceremonies twice a month together, and that's the extent of the offerings that we do together.
We do moon ceremonies, and ice cream socials are the more intimate version of this that we also offer through Patreon. Hey, those are just birds out there. You little crazy girl. You little crazy girl. We named our dog Lunare, and we ended up with a lunatic. Are we shocked? We shouldn't be. So Patreon, you can join our moon ceremonies, or you can also join ice cream socials. There's different options if you want to just do 1 a month, 2 a month. And it's in our ice cream socials, we do, again, a much more intimate version, 5 people maximum each time. We do it for an hour and a half with just those 5 people. Clearings and readings, we really come together as a group, and it has really turned into quite a community.
Yeah. So if you want to build community,
it's pretty intimate.
Yeah,
community, actually. Awesome. All right. So.
Okay. Catherine has her question. It's a relationship question about opening. There you go. So we're going to pull a card for Catherine. Moon, you're next. For your clearing, and then we're still waiting for
there's nothing out there, silly goose.
For Ms. Lopez for her question.
Okay,
let's pull the card. I hope everyone's enjoying your day today, whatever you're doing, however you've decided to live and celebrate this day with your connection to Mother Earth.
Chi-Chi, come here. Come here.
If you're interested in more shamanic things, follow me at the Path of Ish. I just opened up a new school that I'm doing, which is actually perfect that Isis came in here and talked about stars, because it is to connect people back to that energy of star seeds and rainbows and all of that, with, of course, a level head. So it's that balance. So opening that up, if you're interested, hashtag rainbow. I begin May 1st. It's 7 intense weeks. The classes are going to be 3 hours long with a break. So you'll definitely get your money's worth of as much as I can give in that time. So if you're interested in stepping really into what it is to be a rainbow warrior, let us know, and I'll send you that link. Okay.
It's good medicine. It's really good medicine. Highly, highly recommend. Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Catherine. This is your relationship card. Okay. You got Divine Destiny, Path of the Divine Warrior. So first of all, Destiny, hello, amazing when it comes to relationship questions. But I really want to draw your attention to the word warrior here. I have people ask quite a lot, what, like, in a specific context, people are often asking about warrior energy and what it really means. And so in this case, for this card, and the guidance that it's giving you is about how the work you need to do, what you need to do to invite in a partner, is to be connected to that aspect of warrior energy that is about being so in your alignment, in your truth, in your own agenda, in cohesive inside yourself. Because that is the internal practice of the warrior. And it is something that is a practice. It is not a thing where you sit down one weekend and you do some hallucinogenic drugs and then you're a warrior. Like, this is a practice that you do on a regular basis, whatever your practices are. But there's this element of relationship that comes through repetition.
Yeah.
That comes through development over time of that connection, of that cohesion, of that integration. For you, I don't know if this rings true for you, but I'm getting the sense that one of the easiest ways for you to be able to bring that together is to have some type of kinesthetic process that is connected. So, like, for example, if you were working on weaving all of your parts together and feeling more integrated, maybe it would be about doing some actual weaving. Maybe it would be as simple as like making a friendship bracelet, doing some macrame, right? Making a basket. If it was about, grounding, right? You get the idea, like going and actually working in the earth and something that is physical, that is the part of the physical process. Excuse me, some stuff is clearly coming through because that's what happens when I start to feel a little burp. There's really no other way to say it. So is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think what it is, whenever we think that when we're putting ourselves out there, right? What are you putting out there? So you have to be in alliance with yourself first and not just haphazardly put parts of yourself out there. See what works, see what people like these days, So it's really, you need to step into first complete integrity with yourself to the best of your ability, right? Because it's going to take, it's a lifelong journey.
No, it's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress. So this is really, she says, yes, the spiritual burp. She gets them too. So this is really about, can you first look at who you are, what you want to be, and what you want to step forward with and whom. I'm becoming hesitant right now because our older cat sometimes likes to take over. Oh, yeah, there she is. Are you trying to take over?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's a good time to pet her.
So I hope
she really doesn't like the Chihuahua.
Yeah. So I hope this resonates. Let us know if this resonates. Let us know, Catherine, if this resonates, and then we will close this one and move on to the next. Want to do a little.
I think it's sitting on the table over there. We should have brought it. Okay. Oh, no.
Okay. So let's just take a moment of silence and just disconnect.
Usually have a lovely little bell
Yes.
that we left sitting somewhere over there.
So disconnecting with Catherine. Thank you so much, Catherine. And let us know how that resonated. Moon Willow, are you still here? Let us know if you're still here. We'll just wait for Moon Willow to be in the comments.
How long does that have water in it, by the way?
I've had it for.
Might be something you want to, like,
refresh.
Just saying.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm going to text your sister and be like, it backfired a bit because I think my partner's growing Giardia in the book.
Let's, Moon Willow is here. So let's take a moment to connect and do this clearing. I really need that bell. Bing! There we go. Since we don't have our little sound ball. Got it? Go ahead.
I got apple, but it wasn't just the apple. It was the blossom as well. It was all these different stages of this fruit, you know, as part of the flavor. So if you could make a flavor that included not just the apple, the green, crisp, fresh off the tree apple, but also included the blossom and the smell of apple wood and all of these pieces that combined help to create the apple. It's not just the apple. Apple leaves have a smell. You know, if you've ever had an apple tree in your yard, you know, like, it just looks like you're like, that thing's amazing. I think we need to get like a really funny spiritual bumper sticker to stick
So
on
I'm
there,
drinking
so
out of this because my sister sent it to me because I told her I'm just have bad dehydration water habits, and so this is what she sent me.
So sweet. It came in the mail unexpectedly. We were like, what the
What is
hell?
this?
Anyway, so it's all of the stages. It's not just the apple. It's all all of the parts combined, all of the stages too, because you don't usually have the flowers. What?
It's like
It's okay. You don't usually have the flower and the apple at the same time. Some fruits you will have fruit and the flower at the same time on the tree because they like bloom and fruit in cycles. We have avocados that are like that right now. But apples don't. There's a season. They have the flower. The flowers are gone by the time the fruits are really there, right? There's something about the energy of this. It has to, this is for your third eye. This is for your intuition. This is for your sight. This is for your understanding. And it's specifically to help you disengage from drama, pettiness, getting stuck in like conflicts that you don't really need to get stuck in. And part of the reason that this flavor is coming through to support you, not only the flavor itself is light and refreshing and clearing, right? When you have apples, by the time it's apple season, it's like fall. So you start to have that crispness in the air. It's also because when we can see with a greater perspective, when we can see somebody who's in front of us, who we're having a disagreement with, when we can imagine them and see them as a child, and we can see where did this fear start? When we can imagine and see them as a more mature, more complete, more integrated human being, and we can hold those things together, it gives us a great deal of wisdom, a great deal of wisdom. So this is the energy to clear that area for you, to help you preserve more of your own energy and to engage with a different type, a particular type of wisdom and seeing when you are in those dynamics, instead of just seeing what's right in front of you in the moment, seeing all of these pieces and how they come together, and actually in a way seeing the beauty of that, which also just seeing that beauty brings a different dynamic to whatever the disagreement is, conversation, pettiness, distraction, whatever it is. Cool. What did you get?
I got baked Alaska.
Ooh.
You know, and the part of it that I think resonates with what you're saying about seeing is like when you're making a baked Alaska, there's a part where you have to like flip it over. You have to see if it holds, you know. And this is a combination of course, ice cream and cake and things like that. So this is really about, you're in a point of your life where you've been gathering all of these things, right? And you will continue learning, you know. You are forever a student, and that's a great thing, because we all are always forever students, if I can talk. And this is an opportunity for you to flip things back on their head to a certain degree, and have them stand on their own, you know, have you stand on your own, your truth, everything that you've been weaving together, and know that it's enough for right now. You know, will you continue to learn, seek teachers and guidance? Yes. yes, 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 right? But there's a time and a place, so you don't have to stuff everything, right? There will be a time where you can fill it up again, and so this is really that time of like, do you have the courage to flip everything over again and see if that mold comes out and that it stands, and be surprised at how it does and accept that it does, right? Again, you will be forever a student. This is not to discourage you from knowledge or the pursuit of it, but there are times sometimes that we just get stuck in learning because we think we haven't learned anything. We think that
So true.
that it's never going to be enough because we have a value attached that we are never enough. So what's being said here is for you to actually step into your power and step into deeper knowledge of what you've gathered and the ability to actually work at a deeper level with teachers. You need to be able to stand on your own. You need to be able to bring to the table what you have learned and who you are. That's what I have.
It's just like when you are in certain types of schooling, you have to do on-the-job work in order to pass the education stage. Like you have to do an internship, you have to do volunteer work, you have to do on-the-job training, you have to do something that involves the actual work, because otherwise you're not really having anything to work with. And it's the same thing. At a certain point, you got to go put the flippers on and get in the water and practice so that you can come back and have a different conversation about what the next stage of learning is. If you never pass that stage, you never get to that conversation. That's what I immediately thought of when you were talking about that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a deeper way.
All right.
Okay.
Let us know if that landed for you.
She says makes huge sense.
Awesome.
Thank you, Moon. See you on a moon soon. Moon. Thank you so much.
It was lovely to have you back. Oh, okay. No, this isn't the way, my love. No, I know you really want to go that way. No, I know. But it's not the way.
Rosalina, are you still here with us? Let us know. Disconnecting from Moon. Thank you so much, Moon, for joining us here. Okay, Rosalina's here, so she wants a card. I don't.
She's so stubborn.
Get down. Here, get down. Get down. Come on. Come on. There you go. Oh, are you going to sit there now?
I was like, I don't think this is going to turn out how you want it to
I thought she was just... Okay, so...
Well, then Miss Chi-Chi cannot be occupying this.
Hello, Rosalina. We will draw your cards as we reset. Hide the dog from the cat.
Lele is like, well, I just wanted to be in the center of the action because that little Chi-Chi was on my fur.
Hi, baby. Hi, love. There she is.
This is General Leia.
This is lovely Leia.
Yeah, she's a very grumpy lady sometimes, but she also really likes love sometimes.
And she loves
she's deaf.
ceremony and crystals.
She's old and deaf, and she has a lot of health problems, and she loves all the energy from spiritual work. Big time.
So
she will take over our altars on a regular basis and just shove everything off of them like, all right, it's all juiced up and ready for me.
Yeah, so she has a tendency of coming and trying to sit on the computers when we're doing this work. So anyways, hope you like, I know it seems you have a dog here, Rosalina. Oh no, it's a bear. That is not a dog, that's a bear on your thing, but get some cat energy. Okay, so let's draw a card for her.
What's the question?
This is about how to open doors of how to work with manifesting, what guides do they need to bring in, what kind of rituals,
That's probably a longer answer, but we can at least get you started on that quest, because that's like a whole topic, a whole session at least to start with. This is like a perfect question to bring to an ice cream social, because we can spend more time with you. We will definitely give you a one card guidance like we do on this live, but it's also the kind of thing that when we do our ice cream socials, we can get into a longer reading
Discussion.
for you, a little bit more intuitive guidance, more of a back and forth discussion. So if you're interested, if anybody's interested in our moon ceremonies or our ice cream socials, please hashtag Patreon. We will send you the information.
And it's low cost.
It is. It's a super, super easy way to actually get quite a bit of access to us, which there's not tons of ways to do that until you like get to know us better, or if you started with us really early on in our work. We really take care of the people that are early adopters. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Here's your card. And thank you for the question. Thanks for being here. Thanks everyone who's being here, who's joining us here now in this time, in this place, and later in the replay.
This is just... Okay. The card that we pulled for you from this deck is Abundance of Sothis. And it says, stellar blessings of the celestial goddess of abundance. Do you want to look up Sothis?
Yeah.
Can you get a second? So for me, you asking about alliances, about guides, about manifestation. First of all, I think that there's two obvious ones that are right on this card. One is the sun, working with the energy of the sun, working with that golden, bright, warm, life-giving energy. All the energy that we eat as human beings, all the energy that goes into our bodies came from the sun. Some of it came from the sun, no matter what we are eating. You understand that? The energy that we are burning to be alive and think and have our muscles move, it is literally the heat of the sun that has been transformed into captured energy, and we transform it back into heat and energy in our bodies. We turn it back into sunlight. So one of the alliances is the sun. The other one that is very prominent on here is wheat. These are the two obvious alliances. Circle is another. So if we are looking purely at the imagery of the card, we've got circle, we've got sun, we've got wheat, and we also have triangles and the Star of David. But the interlocking triangles represent, right, the duality of nature. Both pieces, the receiving, right, the two sides of the triangle, which also represent change. So do you want to go deeper? There's something I want to say, but I feel like it's less about alliances and it's more about a process. So I want to pass it over to you.
I think in the terms of process, and here you can see the wheat is in harvest mode, right? We're not in harvest mode. If you follow a lot of First Nation teachings when it comes to the hoop or the circle, the sacred circle, everything happens in the world at a certain time and place, right? So I'm not sure, Rosalina, actually, this might actually be, if you are in New Zealand, let us know if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, because then I can speak to that. Then it's the right time for you to gather, because you would be going into winter, and this is when you gather what you planted. If you're living up above the equator like we are, then we're headed into spring. Texas. Okay, so you're in Texas. You're above the equator. So knowing that, here's the conversation of there's a time for this lifetime. Well, there you go.
What about this lifetime?
She goes, in Texas, this lifetime. So one of the things to know is, I think part of this is showing you your potential, the future. So right now you're in the part of where you have to plant these seeds, right? And so plant with the intentions. And so this is really about getting as clear as you can of what do you want to plant. When you're looking for guidance, what is it that you have to give as well? And sometimes we think that we have to give, we think that giving is martyrdom. And sometimes it's not that. Sometimes when I see this, it's also the how you have to separate the wheat, right? To get what you really need. And so you have to go through your seeds. And as we enter right now in the time of the Mayan calendar, the next 13 days of Simi Kame, which is death, you have to look at what you want to plant, give life to, and what you're ready to let go of. And that is still a gift, right? We think that the things that we do not like or we're not good at are things that we can't give up and give as release. But it is also a way to be able to approach so that you come with who you truly are. So I hope that's making sense. I feel like I'm talking in triangles and circles right now. But this is really about taking the time to decide what you want to plant, what's going to be life-giving for you, and wait for that abundance to come. The guides will come, the rituals will come. Right now, the ritual is making that decision. What do you want to plant?
Interesting.
Sirius, yeah.
Yeah, Sothis is again a name for Sirius. Sopdet was actually the name of the star Sirius to the ancient Egyptians. And Sothis is actually the Greek name for the goddess that was associated with that star, to the Egyptians. So interestingly, we have this, heavenly energy again. So for you, I would pay a special attention to the reading that we did at the beginning of this whole thing, because it's like directly connected to the card that you got for your reading as well. So if there's any parts of you that are, maybe you have abandoned a little bit because everybody's doing that, too many people are acting that way, I got to balance it out, I got to balance out the energy. Some part of you needs to come forward again and be welcomed again and be expressed again, and disconnect a little bit from what that means about whether or not you're special or different or whatever, right? Another piece that I wanted to say to you, and then we are going to end and move into the group clearing, is immediately when I saw all of that wheat and this card about abundance, a piece came through about how you have the opportunity, and I'm going to go ahead and say need to change your story about whether or not you are good at receiving and manifesting, and whether you get your needs met, and whether or not you have abundance in your life and have had abundance in your life in the moments that you think of as being shit moments, hard moments, childhood, adulthood, I don't care. That is a piece. And I'm saying it like directly because we don't have a lot of time to dance around it before we move on. Okay. So to really work on that piece, really shift that energy again.
I think you got bleeded in the translation. Bleep, bleep.
Oh, shit.
Look, I just did it.
Let's see who does it.
Anyways, okay.
I want to see myself get bleeped out.
Oh, they said shift. Oh.
Okay, so there you go. I hope that was helpful for you, Rosalina.
Thank you so much. Disconnecting. And we will do. Awesome. Rosalina, you should check out my Rainbow Warrior class.
Yeah, I think
you should really do it. So if you're interested in that, just hashtag rainbow, and I'll send you the link because it's all about that.
Cool. So we have come to the part of the ice cream sundaes where we are going to do a group clearing. You want to tell them how that works?
So we're just going to do a group clearing. Just as we did with Moon Willow. It's just for the group instead of for the individual. If you want to participate in it, you just have to write permission granted in the comments. If you don't write permission granted, then you won't receive this, the energetics of this. So just so you know, if you're watching now or later.
You're also welcome to put in what you are calling in and what you are releasing, or one or the other. That would be great.
So with that in mind, let's just take a moment to connect.
How long ago did you write that?
And let's just connect.
We're passing love notes. I did not get a flavor, folks. I got jade. This is some serious be in your sovereignty, that energy, and it connects back to this card about being a warrior and what that means and how warriorhood connects to sovereignty. Jade is a powerful stone, powerful, and is often occurs around places where plates intersect, continental plates, because it creates the pressure that creates jade. So places that you might not think of, like Guatemala, have huge, amazing amounts of jade and jade work. So this is just that sovereignty, that warrior energy. This is actually not going to be for a chakra. This is going to be for your back and the protection, and how that holds you up and how that protects you as well from the rear, and how it supports you. That jade energy is going to be there for you. It is a mineral energy, not just the color. No flavor today from me. What you got?
I got orange. And this flavor is not just about the flavor of orange, it's about an orange tree, and making sure to remember that there's even those oranges that you can't pick, you can wait for them. They will come to fruition. And instead of being like, oh, my oranges aren't ripe enough, or they're too high and I don't want to go climb them, and then one day they're just going to fall and rot, and you get distracted and you go out there and try to buy oranges even though you have oranges. This is saying, wait for your oranges. Get the ladder. They're ready. They're high. Fine. Get help.
That's what we need to do.
Get help. Get your oranges. Get help. Stop buying store-bought ones, right? In that sense, right? Go ahead. If you don't have orange tree, go ahead and buy the store. What I'm saying is this is about how you have what you need, and sometimes you need help accessing that. So make sure that you're staying here. And then when you're getting help, it's not because you're trying to grab what other people have, but get teachers that return you back to yourself.
To help you grab what you have.
Help you grab what you have. There you go. That's my clearance.
So good. Okay, there you go. This has been Ice Cream Sundays with Nougats of Truth. If you would like to do a little seal on yourself, if you received any type of clearing, you're welcome to just rub your hands together, seal it in. We will see you either next Sunday or at our ice cream socials or moon ceremonies. Until we see you next time, remember to live your life
to the sweetest.